That's Obogoyemi.
Spirit.
Yes, Obogoyemi, seven-headed spirit.
Okay.
It has the undertone, it has a connection with Joromi.
Okay.
And Joromi, that song, Joromi, yes, Benin Mythology actually.
And the song was sung by Professor
Uwaifo. Yes, he wrote the song, put it in a song, packaged it to suit the global audience. And today that song still sells and spreads like burning bush in the harmattan.
So you are the first winner of a gold disc in Africa as a whole.
As a whole.
Okay.
That's the song Joromi. And it became an anthem even in Ghana. So, there was even a dress named after Joromi dress in Ghana.
When did you compose this song, Joromi?
It was released in 1965.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
So, Joromi, who was he? He was a personality here in Benin. A Benin Mythology. Joromi was a famous wrestler who actually defeated all his assailants. Those that came to him, they never lived to see tomorrow. He conquered all of them. When his father was going to die, as he sat on his deathbed, the only thing that he bequeathed to his son was a warning. And what was that warning? The warning was that when he passed on no ground should his son, Joromi, climb a palm tree in his backyard. The palm tree was a mysterious palm tree. He was not to climb. But when the father passed on, one sunny afternoon, as he was taking a stroll within his father's premises, as he walked to the backyard, he spotted this palm tree, the mysterious palm tree. He looked at it so pensively, and he began to wonder why father would ask him not to climb. He said to himself, today I must find out. The daring Joromi jumped on it. And the sister turned into a fly, jumped on it as well, and they began to climb. When they got to the apex of the tree, they could no longer climb down.
Curiosity.
Why? Why? Because the mysterious palm tree began to grow out of the natural state. It started growing up, and until they were landed in a place called hell. When they got there, to the chagrin of Joromi and the sister, they saw that the last person in the hair had two heads. And the head of them was Obogoyemi, the seven-headed. And he began to wonder why. Why were they not naturally inclined to, as natural as we were on earth? Because he wanted to fight, a battle line was drawn. From the ones that had two heads down to the one that had 6 heads, Joromi dislodged all of them. He killed them, he took off the extra heads and leaving them with only one head and telling them categorically that they were better off having only one head. Who asked you to have more than one head? He queried. But when Obogoyemi alighted, as he stepped towards the battle line, he was spitting and breathing fire. All over him was fire. It was like, oh, this is firefighting. Yes. And that was when the sister began to sing. Joromi.
This is a tougher one.
Now, in melody, what the presentation I made now was originally written by Professor Victor Uwaifo.
Oh, yeah.
Now, how can we interpret that? By interpretation simply means, my brother Joromi, you are getting too over ambitious for me. You conquered all your arsenal, you conquered and defeated everyone. You defeated those ones here, but this one, you cannot fight against the fire. You cannot fight against the fire. Don't fight this one. Once again, Joromi turned deaf ears. The battle line was once more drawn. And so, as he ran towards the battle line, for the very first time, Obogoyemi just stepped forward. And for the very, very first time in the life of Joromi, he witnessed the bitter peace of death. Life was robbed of him. He could not fathom what stung him. He was stung like a scorpion and beaten by a poof adder. And then what followed it? Joromi died. But the sister quickly spotted a leaf that had life in it. She plucked it, squeezed it, and subsequently applied the juice on the 5 senses of his brother. This time he regained consciousness.
He woke up.
He woke up, jumped on his feet, but he was no longer ready to fight. He began to race back to the wall. He began to run back to Boogie and would not let him go. He pursued him. When they got to the bridge between hell and earth, as Joromi attempted to cross over to earth, Boogie was too close for comfort. As he stretched his hands to grab him from behind. Luckily for Joromi and unluckily for him, it was only one of the fingers that ran down the back. So those of us in this part of the world, Benin Kingdom, will believe that the encounter that Joromi had with Ubugomi is the cause of the groove that humans have behind them today. That was when it started happening all over the world. Whether black man, yellow man, white man, all over the world.
From the interpretation of Benin culture.
That's it. So that's that about that.